Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today we are diving into a topic that, let's be honest, absolutely no homeowner ever wants to face, but every single one of us needs to be prepared for. We're talking about the absolute chaotic reality of water damage. But we aren't just speaking generally here. We are focusing specifically on the unique challenges, the environmental factors, and the rapid restoration strategies you need right here in Mechanicsville and across Hanover County. So let's just get right into it.
Picture this scenario for a second. It's 3 a.m. You wake up to this strange rushing sound. You walk downstairs and bam, you step right into a completely flooded basement. A pipe is burst and it is just absolute chaos. The sheer stress of a sudden water emergency like that is, well, it's completely overwhelming. You've got hundreds of gallons of water spreading across your floors, soaking into your drywall, and seriously threatening your biggest asset. It is literally a homeowner's absolute worst nightmare, and in that exact moment, the panic really sets in.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is, you see the puddle, sure, but is your home actually safe from the hidden migration of water? I mean, while you might be totally panicking over that visible standing water, the real, truly urgent threats are silently wicking up behind your walls. They are soaking into your insulation and penetrating deep into your subfloors. It's actually the water you can't see that causes the most devastating long-term destruction to a property.
But hey, do not panic. We have a clear roadmap to guide you out of the stress and into a professional resolution. In this explainer, we're going to quickly cover 1. Local threats and causes, 2. The danger of delay, 3. The restoration process, and 4. Navigating insurance and recovery.
Okay, Section 1, Local Threats and Causes. Let's look at why Mechanicsville's unique environment plays a massive role in why these disasters happen in the first place.
So Mechanicsville's specific geographic environment is actually a huge part of why water disasters happen so frequently around here. Honestly, it's not just bad luck, it's geology and geography. We sit right in the coastal plain, meaning we are dealing with constant, heavy humidity. But it gets worse. We've got these clay-heavy soils that just hold water right up against your foundation. Combine that with some historical subdivision grading, especially, in developments near Cold Harbor or out by Route 360, where water tends to pool toward homes instead of away from them, and man, you've got serious seepage issues. Add in the aging 70s and 80s plumbing you see around Atlee Station, plus our winter freeze-thaw cycles that love to burst attic pipes, and your property's risk level absolutely skyrockets.
And this brilliantly illustrates the two totally distinct faces of this problem. On one side, you've got the obvious water damage. Think of a rusted-out water heater just dumping 40 gallons across your finished basement floor. It's terrifying, yeah, but at least you know it's there. On the other side, though, you have the hidden water damage. This is that slow, silent destruction. We're talking seepage creeping through concrete block walls, moisture rotting out saturated floor joists, or maybe a refrigerator line dripping inside a wall cavity for weeks on end. Either way, both of these scenarios require immediate professional mitigation.
Moving right along to Section 2, the danger of delay. And guys, timing is absolutely everything here.
Look, when water enters your home, the clock starts ticking instantly. You do not have the luxury of waiting until the weekend or just kind of hoping it dries out on its own. The absolutely crucial point is this tiny window right here, 24 to 48 hours. Shockingly, that is exactly how fast mold can start colonizing your damp drywall, carpet, and framing in Virginia's super humid coastal climate. The ambient environment around here rapidly accelerates this secondary damage. So if you leave water untreated for just 1 to 2 days, you aren't just dealing with a simple water cleanup job anymore. Nope, you are looking at a full-blown hazardous mold remediation project that can seriously impact your family's respiratory health.
Plus, you've really got to consider exactly what kind of water you're dealing with. The industry uses these ICRC standards to classify water into 3 categories. So Category 1 is clean water, like from a burst supply line, low health risk at first. Category 2 is gray water, maybe a dishwasher overflows, and that definitely contains some contaminants. But Category 3, oh man, that is black water. We're talking sewage backups, septic failures, or groundwater flooding. This is a severe biohazard. You absolutely cannot just try to dry Category 3 damage. It requires intense biohazard protocols, the complete removal of porous materials, and highly specialized antimicrobial treatments to actually keep your family safe.
To really understand why so much of that groundwater gets in, we have to look at hydrostatic pressure. Let's just break down this industry jargon with a quick analogy. Imagine taking a soaking wet sponge and pressing it incredibly hard against a piece of cardboard. That intense pressure forces the water right through, right? Well, that is exactly what happens in Hanover County. Our dense clay soils soak up heavy rain and hold it firmly against your home's foundation.
This creates an intense physical pressure that actually forces moisture straight through solid concrete block walls. It is literally the #1 reason basements around here leak so heavily during those massive summer thunderstorms. Okay, deep breath. Let's shift gears to Section 3, the restoration process, where we introduce the structured, professional, and calming solution to all this chaos.
Okay, let's dive into this. There is a proven roadmap to recovery here, and it happens in 3 methodical phases. Step 1 is emergency water extraction, basically getting the visible standing water out of your house as fast as humanly possible to stop the spread. Step 2 is structural drying and monitoring, which is all about pulling out that hidden moisture from your walls and floors. And Step 3 is complete property restoration, where damaged materials are meticulously replaced and your home is put back together exactly the way it was before the disaster even struck.
Now, the key to Step 1 is absolute speed. Companies like Horizon Water Damage Restoration Richmond emphasize a 60-minute emergency response time for Mechanicsville properties. Because water wicks up walls and soaks into subfloors within just a matter of hours, having a local crew arrive within an hour, even if it's the middle of the night, is absolutely crucial. They deploy their gear immediately to stop that water migration dead in its tracks, which directly reduces your total restoration cost and saves your belongings.
And please hear me out on this. DIY cleanup for major leaks is a complete myth. Throwing a few bath towels on the floor isn't going to cut it. Professionals roll in with an incredible arsenal: heavy-duty truck-mounted extractors and massive industrial dehumidifiers. They even use thermal imaging cameras, which honestly is basically X-ray vision for your house, to see the cold spots of water hidden right behind your drywall without even tearing it down. Then they use daily moisture monitoring meters to track the exact moisture content of your subfloors and framing until they hit verifiable, safe, dry standards.
Finally, Section 4, navigating insurance and recovery. Because once the emergency stops, the paperwork begins.
Let's move to and see how this builds a realistic timeline for your recovery. At hour 1, extraction begins. At the 24-hour mark, we are in that crucial mold prevention window where antimicrobial treatments happen. But notice that last point. It takes 3 to 7 days for the continuous structural drying phase. You might wonder, why so long? Well, it's because Virginia's ambient humidity stays so high year-round. It literally takes a specialized combination of dehumidification and air movement running 24/7 over several days to pull all that deep moisture out of structural framing and concrete slabs. That's how they ensure mold never gets a foothold.
Now, for the financial side of things, professional restorers don't just dry your house, they actually help maximize your insurance claim approvals. Adjusters require exhaustive proof, and companies like Horizon handle all of it for you. They provide immediate photo documentation, exact daily moisture reading logs, and detailed equipment placement records. They write scope reports that perfectly match strict industry standards and even offer direct insurance billing. They completely remove that massive, stressful administrative burden off your shoulders so you can just focus on getting your life back to normal. As we wrap up this explainer, I want you to remember this quote directly from the source material. Every minute counts when your basement floods, pipes burst, or your roof leaks. That is the absolute core takeaway here. Speed and rapid professional intervention are your greatest defenses against the unique environmental and infrastructure vulnerabilities we face here in Mechanicsville. You simply cannot afford to wait and hope for the best. So, I leave you with this provocative thought. If water strikes your home tonight at 3 a.m., are you prepared to stop the spread? Knowing the specific vulnerabilities of our area, the hidden dangers of delayed action, and the heavy specialized equipment required to fix it, make sure you know exactly who you're going to call before the water ever starts rising. Thanks for joining me for this explainer. Stay dry and stay prepared.